Welcome to the Pixelberry Choices podcast, and today we're going to be talking about and reviewing the Choices book Hero. And this book, by far, is the only book that is a hero book where you get superpowers in Choices. When I first started reading the book, I felt really excited because I would get to be a superhero in this book. So I was hoping, how would we get a superpower? Like, would we have the superpower from beforehand, or are we gonna get it through some accident or something? So that's the really interesting part about any superhero book or any superhero movie or anything, because this is really interesting. How do you get the power? Sometimes you see a guy is really weak in his normal life, but he gets the power and he is superhero. He's very strong, and then he again weak. So I was really excited, and I was really amazed about the fact that how they're gonna build that up, and that was super interesting. I think you're at this gala, some people attack this for a stone, and there's some accident happens and some radiation or something, and because of that you get the superpowers. Now, there was a tweak to it. At first, we woke up in the hospital and we were feeling some powers, but at first we thought we were the only person who, after this accident, turned into superhero, but that was not the case. There was other people. One of them turned into a supervillain, the other one also, and then there was another one who was a sneaky person, Eva or Minuet, but at the end we turned her to a superhero. That's a story I'm gonna talk a bit later. So we work for Grayson, I guess, that is run by Silas Prescott, who is really an ambitious person, and definitely his gala was, and he was showing the stone, he was displaying it. And we first meet our love interest, Grayson Prescott, with whom we went to college, and he is the son of Silas, and also he works there. So that was a really interesting part. If you play the diamond scenes with him, get to know him better. And then you have your friends Poppy Paddle and Dax. Poppy is our best friend, and Dax is our friend and also co-worker. And we also get, throughout the book, it was really interesting how we can get the diamond scenes and we can push Poppy and Dax together at the end. It was really interesting how they, I thought personally they were really a cute couple together, and we got the opportunity a lot of times to get them together, and that was super interesting. Now, I would like to talk about our love interest, that is also Kenji. Kenji is a crime fighting team, but at first we beat some bad boys, and we see Kenji is taking as Talos Silverman. I think he is taking the credit. We thought at first he's our rival, but at the end, eventually we end up working together. Also, Poppy and Dax were pushing for working together because we should form a ally. Because if we form an ally, it would really help alliance. Now, pretty much from chapter 4, I think we get to see Kenji, and Grayson lays off the project in Northbridge. Kenji works there with us also in the bar project, if you remember. So that was really nice. And we never thought Kenji would do something. And also, Kenji's mom was the mayor. So Kenji's mom wanted Kenji to do something, but Kenji didn't want that really. So that was really an interesting chemistry between Kenji's mom, Kenji, and then at one point Kenji's mom was saved by Kenji, and Kenji got really hurt really badly. So that was there. And then we see Eva Minuet. Eva is another person who also becomes a part of our crime fighting team. And we see her as a bad person at first, but they really weren't that bad. Her dad was in the hospital and she needed the money, that's why she was doing. But we promised her that we're gonna make everything right, but she needs to help us. And on that note, she joins our team and helps us, but that's really later in the book. So at first, we don't meet her. Now, this book, in terms of like the mystery book or like this hero superpower book, this book had a right pace. The pace built up slowly, slowly, one after one. We solved crimes, then slowly we reach toward our best goal, the main goal. Now here was one character, Caleb. Caleb worked for Sharpnail, but then when he had enough of his torment, he decided to leave and make a name for himself, almost killing DA Michael, that is Kenji's mom, in the process. But after being locked up by Silas, we and Caleb were locked up together. Also, we see Silas, our one of the love interests, that is Grayson's dad, who runs the company, and we see also a history with our mom, who used to work there. So that was really interesting, like how Caleb turns in our team. So when we went to the final fight, Caleb was there with us. That was really interesting. We have a chance of a diamond scene to convince Caleb to help our main character in the final fight. Now we see that we are really not all the people who got the superpower, they got the superpower, but we have something in us, because we have some immense power in us. Silas knows that. We came from the basically a crystal world, and our mom, she adopted us, she raised us. We get a little angry at her for not telling us this sooner. We thought maybe we are normal, but we're not. And Silas wanted to take opportunity of this. He wanted to use us and basically to get all the power and become super powerful to rule the world. And at the end, what I'm referring as the final fight. This final fight is against Silas. We, Caleb, Kenji, Eva, or Minuet, we all team up. Also, Grayson also helps us in this fight. It was really interesting, and at the at the end we managed to defeat Silas, and with them, I think we go to another dimension or another world completely. Completely, we fly off to space and we land in a crystal world. But we finally cleared the threat of Silas and his minions. At first, our friends were in trouble, but we managed to cease and desist Silas. And our friends back in Earth, they know probably we have died. But we see we haven't died yet. We are in a crystal world. And if you take this robot machine from Dax, you'll see you're not alone in this world, in this crystal world, but that robot machine is there. And there the story ends. Now the sad part begins. But yeah, I'm not gonna get the book too. It's left in a cliffhanger. So, but despite the fact, I would say this book was super awesome. I mean, it's one of the book that released in the early days of Choices. It was the artwork was different from books of that released these days. But there was something interesting about this book. The storyline, how that built up, all the scenes that you got, the chapters, the sort of twists at the end of every chapter, and you play through. A superhero book, it's really not easy to make. But Choices, I would say, with this book, they just named it Volume 1. Except that they did a really good job with this book, how they built the storyline one after one, and also sort of the gameplay, how they included your powers, what you can do with them, the choices you make. I remember the choices you make, what kind of choice you make, and that has an impact on whether you are unharmed or harmed, or you save your friends and town, or you defeat your enemy or not. So that was really interesting. It is never easy to do something like this, but I enjoyed the book. If you tell me to read it again, I would read it again, because the story is super awesome. Mind boggling story. I was waiting for the book to, but well, I'm not gonna cry here because you already know the story, what happened, but it is what it is. We have to take it with a grain of salt, but well, it's not coming out in near future, so maybe, perhaps never, let's say. But this book was wholesome. Let me know, guys, in the comment section, who did you date in the hero book? Was it Eva Minuet, or was it Grayson? Was it Kenji? And what did you like as a superhero? And how was the book? I know this is this is just the one and only book in its genre, the hero book, in a hero genre. So it was really interesting, As a child, we all have dreamt of being a superhero one day, and we all have dreamt of this. And this book really gave us the opportunity to fulfill that dream virtually, watching it on movie, reading it, in a different way. Comic books different, and also it's in Charts you sort of you relieve the moment. It's like you are a superhero. So thanks to Charts for that. At least they released the book volume 1, and they did a really awesome job. Let me know, guys, in the comment section, how do you feel about this book, and let's discuss in the comment section. Thank you guys for listening in. Bye.